California Land Rover Retailers. The Dodgers looking for the series win, looking to win back-to-back games for the first time in a few weeks as they take on the Mariners. Hope you're having a great day. Joe Davis or Hershiser. Sure was fun to have some excitement in last night's game coming off that rough road trip.
Yeah, 2-8 on the road, now 9-5 at home, and some excitement in the building. I think there'll be some excitement they can build on.
They did it late last night. They got 2 runs in the 7th inning, 3 runs in the 8th on Lux's home run. But how about leading up to that big shot?
Yeah, with Chris Taylor, 2 outs in the inning. Muncy makes an out, Smith makes an out, and then Taylor gets a base hit on a ground ball here. And now the action starts. His 5th stolen base of the year. He's in the top 10 in the NL at stolen bases. And then Beatty on an 0-2 pitch gets hit. And wow, this set the table for this blast. And Lux made him pay and put him ahead.
And they held on to win. They try to go for the quick series sweep tonight. They sent Julio Urias to the mound, who's had a few great starts this season. His last time out, though, gave up 5 runs against the Angels.
Yeah, a little hot and cold. The overall numbers are really good for Julio, but he wants to get on a roll. And I think it's about fastball location and a little better depth with his breaking ball.
Urias and the Dodgers going for the sweep after a dramatic win in Game 1. The 1-0. Lux kills the ball way back there. His biggest big league swing. A go-ahead 3-run home run. SoCal Land Rover Retailers.
Last night in the Dodgers 6-4 win over the Mariners, we got to see a few big moments from the Seager brothers, and it all began with Kyle Seager setting the tone for the for the Mariners with a home run in the 4th, only for then later for Corey to respond with a 2-run single to bring the game within 1. Kyle Seager, Jerry, brotherly love, what?
There's some brotherly love right there. Kyle Seager is just a tremendous ball player. Then his younger brother Corey Seager with a 2-run single. Both are clutch, both great ball players. And you know what? They're both fun to watch. Kyle, 33 years old, his baby brother, his little brother, 6'4". Corey Seager at 27 years of age, both bat left, both throw right.
So you earlier in Call Your Shot, you said that Corey Seager was going to take off tonight. Now,
Yes.
What is it, though, about a little brotherly rivalry that really gets things going?
Well, because, I have a younger brother, Scott. He's the baby brother, and these younger brothers are a lot jealous of the older brother. Usually the older brother's better looking, and Corey Seager, you know what? I cannot be outdone by my older brother in my own ballpark, so I'm going deep tonight.
All right, well, let's go inside to Joe and Oral.
All right, guys. Seager in 6 games against his brother's team in his career has driven in 9 with those 2 RBIs last night. He and the Dodgers going for the sweep today after the 6-4 dramatic win in Game 1. And another perfect night for baseball. Temperature in the mid-60s as the Dodgers and Mariners get ready for Game 2. Lineup for Seattle has J.P. Crawford at the top of it again. Then last night's star for the Mariners, Mitch Haniger, hit 2 home runs. The Rookie of the Year in the American League last year, Kyle Lewis, is the center fielder and 3-hitter. Kyle Seager bats cleanup. Ty France is second, hitting 5th. Tom Murphy does the catching. And it's Dylan Moore in left and Evan White at first. Now, these Mariners saw Julio Urias back on April 20th. He held him to 1 infield single over 7 shutout innings, struck out a career-high 11.
Swing and the miss with the slurve was outstanding. It'll be interesting today if he goes with the same pattern and relies on that, or does he go more to the changeup for the off-speed? It's not a back-to-back outing, but you know that Seattle has a very good memory of how he attacked them. So the video was playing in their locker room. I'm sure they were studying their individual at-bats. And so it'll be interesting early on to see if Julio goes to that pattern using the slurve to put him away or something else.
What did you tend to lean towards? Was it this works, so I'm doing it again, or was it they just saw this, so I'm doing something else?
No, they're going to have to adjust back first, and then you have to recognize it. You can't put your head in the sand and worry about like, oh, this is who I am and this is how I'm going to find success. You go back and repeat the same pattern, but and if they start adjusting, then you switch.
Eighth start of the season for the 24-year-old out of Mexico, trying to bounce back from allowing those 5 runs over 5 innings on Friday against the Angels. And when we talk about the offense being a little bit boom or bust, Julio's kind of been the same way, where he has 3 starts this season where he's gone 7+ innings and given up 0 or 1. Now the other 4 starts, he's got an ERA above 6. Tries to duplicate what he did against these Mariners the first time around as Crawford stands in. Urias has his sign, and off we go with a fastball strike on a generous corner from Rob Drake. The Mariners have now dropped 3 straight. Started the season 12-7. They were in first place in the West, but they've gone 6-11 since. Yeah, it's hit at 18-18 overall. Dodgers trying to win back-to-back games and win a series, both for the first time since mid-April when they won 2 of 3 in San Diego. 1-1 pitch is popped up. Short left field. Turner's out. Curling around. Makes the catch in foul ground. One gone in this first inning. Up comes Mitch Haniger, who had himself quite a night last night, hitting 2 home runs. He's now second in the majors with 10 of those this season, and he also played good defense.
Yeah, he made a nice play in right field, running into his left, a little sliding catch to save a run. And boy, he hit a fastball and a breaking ball. He looks locked in.
So 10 homers, second behind just Ronald Acuna. He's driven in 27. That's top 10 in baseball as well. That one pops out of Urias' hand. Ball 1. Now the Mariners had those 4 runs last night on 4 hits. 3 of them were home runs, and typically that's where their runs come. As a team, they hit just 208. That's dead last in baseball. Not many rallies strung together by this group. Boy, oh boy, some early help from Rob Drake. 1-1.
Looking like a low-scoring game with this strike zone.
Yeah. The 2 in Seattle both were. Teams combined for 8 runs in the 2 games in Seattle. Change up, 1-2.
Seattle's offense is about hitting with runners in scoring position, those rare opportunities, but they've done well, and then hitting the long ball.
Urias comes home, and Haniger fouls back a fastball.
If Walker Buehler can't get a fastball by him, when you go up, you better get it in away from that barrel. Guys that are locked in, they can remember the pitch that they hit out. They can feel good about it. You don't want to duplicate that location, and that high fastball is what he hit out with Walker.
Another 1-2. Breaking ball is low, and it's 2-2. You've touched on it. The fastball has typically told the story. If that fastball's been good, Urias has been good. I guess that isn't rocket science. It's the case with a lot of guys. But in the 3 really good starts this year, opponents are hitting .231 against it. They're hitting .463 in the not so good starts. Slurve is pulled on a bounce to Turner. What a play, and he tosses across. Muncy digs it out.
Pick time 2.
Yeah.
Turner with the pick, Muncy with the pick. A little bit of a up-breaking ball. That's the best pick, and that's getting to be routine for Max Muncy, as good as he is over there at first base. That ball hit the palm of Justin's glove, went up to the snow cone in the web. Muncy made sure it was an out.
2 up, 2 down for Urias, and Kyle Lewis comes up. Ball 1.
Very interesting.
Very. Strike 1. Lewis had the only non-homer hit for the Mariners last night. Had a single, came in to score on a homer from Seager.
2, 3, and 4 in their lineup was where the offense came from.
The rest of the order, so leadoff and 5 through 9 didn't have a single hit.
Lewis came into this series starting to heat up. He had raised his average an awful lot in the games prior, a few games prior, and picked up right where he left off. It's up to 258 now, but he was down in the 180s, 170s there.
Missed the first few weeks of the season with a knee injury, so still getting going. Rookie of the Year a year ago. Former 11th overall pick out of Mercer in Georgia. On a 2-2 from Arias, he swings and misses at a changeup, and Julio's got a 1-2-3 first. The Dodgers come to bat, trying to build off of the momentum of last night's late rally. Dave Roberts, then Corey Seager. Each of those first two guys in the lineup have home runs against tonight's Mariners starter Justin Dunn. Turner will hit third. Max Muncy at first base hitting cleanup. Then Will Smith does the catching and bats fifth. Chris Taylor in center. Matt Beatty draws the start in left, and Gavin Lux coming off his big swing last night as the second baseman and 8-hitter. Justin Dunn, 25 years old, out of Long Island in New York. Opponents hitting just 174 against him. That's one of the best opponents' averages in baseball, but the problem is he's got the worst walk rate in the sport.
17 walks. He's only given up 16 hits. So you're going to be able to set the table against this guy if you can be patient. He's probably going to walk you. He tries to get you to chase the breaking ball, but he needs to land it for a strike to have a good outing.
His first pitch tonight is on the inside corner, strike one. Betts 1 for 4 last night. Struck out with the bases loaded on a pitch that was clearly inside. Mookie has had more bad strikes called on him than any hitter in baseball this year. That's not just our eye test. That is cold hard statistics. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers as a team have had more bad strikes called on them than any other.
Conspiracy theorists are at it now.
That means you're at it?
Possibly.
Dunn's last time out, 1 run over 5 innings and a no decision in Baltimore. Guy's got good stuff. Question is, can he locate it? Home with a 1-2 to Betts. A fastball is yanked down the line, foul. Former first-round pick of the New York Mets, 2016, at a Boston college. The Mariners got him in the same trade that they got Jared Kelnick, one of the top prospects in baseball, make his long-awaited debut tomorrow. Justin debuted in September of 2019, now in his 3rd year in the majors. A pop-up at first base. And White puts it away. Betts is out number 1.
Shortstop, number 5, Corey Seager.
One gone here in the first inning. Here's Seager. Drove in 2 last night. Started that comeback. The Dodgers got 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. Their first win this season when trailing after 7. Strike 1.
The Dodgers need to start earlier in innings and earlier in the game as far as their offense is concerned, especially to pick up on some of that momentum from last night.
We talked about it during the pregame show, but in each of their last 3 wins, they've followed it by scoring 1 run the next night.
In those 3 wins, a lot of the lineup was getting hits, so you feel like, oh, a lot of guys are coming out of it together, but then none of them come out of it and continue the next day.
Yeah, the 3 wins, they scored 8, 16, and 14. So you're thinking, oh, no way that they have another quiet night the next night.
But they weren't squeaking out a 3-2 win where one guy got the runs.
No.
No.
On 2-1, Seager swings and misses, 2-2. Out of his helmet. 2-2. Seager hits a high liner to center, sends Lewis back just shy of the track to put it away. 2 up, 2 down here in the first inning. How about keys to the game, brought to you by your Southern California Lexus dealers?
We mentioned the walk, so walk before you run. Also, Dunn on the mound gives up the stolen bases. He's given up 8 this year. And then earlier than better, mentioning the offense, earlier much better. And Slurvum, well, they were 0 for 10 against Julio Urias' slurve. Looks like so far he's going to use it, but he's also using the changeup.
2 gone first inning. Here's Justin Turner, who had his first career regular season 4 strikeout game last night. His only other 4 strikeout game came in the first game of the National League Championship Series in 2018. Followed that with one of his biggest career home runs. Game winner in the 8th inning the next night. Swats this one the other way, sends Haniger back just shy of the track. Couple hard hit balls, but nothing to show for it for the Dodgers in the first. We're expected to be joined by Clayton Kershaw for a visit as we go to the 2nd inning in a scoreless game. It's the Mariners. He struck out a career high 11. If he gets 10 tonight, he and the whole Dodger staff get 10 tonight. You know what everybody gets? Jumbo Jack tomorrow with the purchase of a large drink at LA area restaurants. 3 up, 3 down for both pitchers in the first. Kyle Seager climbs in and swings at the first pitch. A Seager thing. And his brother Corey there to put it away. 1 pitch, 1 out for Urias in the second.
Take that, bro.
Ty France.
4 up, 4 down for Julio. Ty France to the plate. France 0 for 2 last night and 5 for his last 50 now. After a very good start to this season. Former San Diego Padre takes strike 1. That is something Julio Urias does at a higher rate than anybody in baseball. Almost 80% first pitch strikes.
Seattle's used to seeing that. He was 82% when he faced them.
That is a high fly ball left center field. Chris Taylor moving to his left. He's got it. 2 gone. And we are joined by Clayton Kershaw. Clayton, how are you?
Hey, sorry, I was trying to figure out how to do this. Put this thing on by myself, but I figured it out. I'm here.
Right.
Sorry I'm late.
No worries. No worries. Hey, we were just talking about how fun last night's game was. What was that like for you guys? How much did you need that swing from Gavin Lux?
Yeah, much needed. You know, we've obviously been struggling. It's no secret. And Luxy swinging the bat like that, it's good for him. You know, I know he loved that, and really good for our team too. So that was huge.
Anything going down there to break the slump? Some superstitions, you or your teammates?
No, you know, I think we've had some talks as teams and just trying to figure out what it is, because you know, I know Doc's talked about it, but it's not a lack of effort. It's sometimes it's almost like maybe trying too much to do too much, and so maybe not superstitions, but maybe just trying to like do what you can do and not try to do too much. And sounds simple, but sometimes when you know it's not going good, you try and get it all back at once. It doesn't really work out that way.
Hey, between the hidden headset and Julio working quickly, he's trying to make this the shortest interview in baseball history.
Oh, it's working well.
Here comes an 0-2 pitch. Yeah, it's
there it is.
3.
All right,
hey,
thanks, guys.
Can you hang out with us for another half inning?
Yeah, I got you. That's
all
fine.
Right, we'll visit with you again as we go to the bottom of the second.
All right.
Great season. No score in this game as we go to the bottom of the second. Clayton is still with us after the quickest half inning in baseball history. Julio just 6 pitches, retires in the order. Hey, where is your ring? Where are you keeping it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know yet. You know, right now just here in the box and kind of hidden, but like I need to find like a safe, but then I also want to look at it. So I don't know. It's a good problem to have, but I want to figure it out and be able to look at it when I want to.
Will you be a guy that eventually wears it?
I don't think so. I mean, it might maybe like, you know, in 2040 at the 20-year reunion, I'll come back and watch Luxy play and wear the ring.
Muncy leads off this inning, takes ball one. I mean, they're not exactly subtle. It'd be kind of interesting to walk in, drop your kids off at school. That thing's.
I don't think I can pull that off, Joe. I'm not sure. I don't think I can pull that off.
You could put it on the hood of your car. It could be a hood ornament.
I know. Isn't it crazy? It's so good. So good.
Isn't it awesome to have fans back here?
I know. I'm excited to get it full go, but right now, like last night, it was pretty loud. You know, it was like when Luxie hit that homer, it was some good energy. The bases loaded when C got that big hit. You know, that was it kind of felt like a normal baseball game again. It's pretty awesome.
Dunn to Muncy with a 2-0. That breaks inside, ball 3. Hey, two-part question about the ball. There's been a lot of talk about it. I guess number 1, does it feel different in your hand? And number 2, do you notice a difference in how it's flying?
Yeah, we're not hitting as many homers as a team. It doesn't feel that way. And, you know, it's May. It's not, like, warm yet. And this place in the summer, the ball really goes. So maybe it'll make up for it in the summer. But it doesn't feel like we're hitting as many homers or giving up quite as many homers. And then for me personally, I think the seams are bigger. The seams feel bigger. And, you know, I don't throw this, but, you know, when you see all, like, the pitching ninja pitches, you notice how all they're, like, two-seamers. So they're all, like, run-back two-seamers, like the Sonny Gray pitch against us the other day. And I think that's because of the seams, man. The seams are so big that people are able to get that resistance on the spin, the friction, and throw those really nasty sinkers. I can't do that, but I feel like other people are doing that more and more this year.
Strike 1 on Will Smith after a leadoff walk from Muncy. Does it help you on your slider? Does it help you on anything that you throw?
I don't notice too much of a difference for me. You know, obviously seams are great for pitchers. You know, you get a better grip on the ball, but you know, I thought even when they said the balls were small, and I like that too. So I don't know, but they feel fine to me. But obviously, offense is down, which is not what they wanted, and I think spin rate is still up, which is not what they wanted, and strikeouts are still up, which is not what they wanted. So I don't know if it's really doing what MLB wanted it to do.
Going back to offense, how is your swing feeling, and do you feel the ball coming off the bat the way it used to?
Man, I felt pretty good about it. My BP, I had like 3 or 4 homers. Thanks for asking about last week. And then today was my first day hitting again at home, and it just wasn't. I didn't have it today, Oral. So I need to probably put in some cage work at some point. I'm pitching Friday, and it's Alcantara. He's kind of nasty, so I'm just going to try and shoot him the other way and then pick a guy who can hit a homer off later in the year.
I want you to win a Silver Slugger. If this is the last year, the pitchers.
I know, right?
I mean, I got you as one of the front runners. You get your bunts down. You're a tough out. You don't strike out. Hit 1 homer and pretty decent average, maybe 220, 230.
We're campaigning, is what he's saying.
I appreciate. I'm going to need a lot of campaigning because I think Noah with the Braves already has 2 homers, and you know Bumgarner hits. So I might be able to string together an at bat, but my juice is just not like those guys. So I appreciate the campaigning, though. I might need it.
Well, we just got to get you some at bats, though. You haven't had any of the last couple of games.
I've had a few pinch hits late in the games. Those haven't gone well. So I'm still hoping I'm like the pitcher off the bench, but if it's Tim Hill of the Padres, I don't want that at bat ever again. Yeah.
So. 2-2 on Will Smith after the leadoff walk from Max Muncy.
Muncy walked. That's weird.
Yeah. Here comes Dunn. That is outside, and the count is full. I know during spring training you got a few questions about Trevor Bauer and what it was like having him as a new teammate. You said you were looking forward to some conversations in game. How about the best conversation you've had with Trevor Bauer so far?
It's been great, man. You know, he's just a baseball rat. Like he just everything about baseball, whether it's, you know, obviously you hear about the analytical side, but what I think's great is just his approach during the game. You know, he's a competitor, man. He goes out and competes, and having talks to them about how he approaches things and how he goes about the game and hitters and things like that. You know, he's trying to execute pitches, and he's worried about the movement and the spin, but at the end of the day, he's just trying to get that guy out. And so that's something that I kind of relate to and understand. And then from the other side of it, you know, I'm learning a lot about how he looks at spin, he looks at the way his ball moves, and how he can use that to, you know, get better or work on things. And so it's a learning process, man. All this stuff is so new to me, and the Dodgers do a great job with it. But Trevor especially has been fun to talk to, kind of like Walker. Walker's kind of in the same boat, so it's been good for me.
With everything being measured electronically like that, where you feel like the vibe is with the players on the electronic strike zone?
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't it interesting, though, watching the game?
It is. It is. And I'm such a traditionalist when it comes to the game. And I know I'm probably in the minority these days, but I just love the idea of an umpire and just what that looks like and how that feels. But I also know that guys want it to be right. And, you know, missed calls is something, if you can change that and get them all right 100% of the time, I understand that argument. So all to say, I don't know what that looks like. I think a lot of guys are in favor of it, and I'm kind of not, but maybe they could persuade me if I saw the technology, because that box on TV isn't always right, you know, and it's not always exactly where it should be. And then there's the 3D box, the 2D box, which one are you going to use? So there's still a lot of variables there.
Is it just us, or is the outside corner to righties bigger this year?
Outside corner to righties. It's always too small, Joe. You know this.
I'm asking the wrong
too
guy.
Small. They're not giving us anything, you know. I don't think pitchers are winning that argument either with the offense the way it is right now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, Clayton, we appreciate you spending not just a half inning, but a whole inning with us here. And we'll let you get back to your mid-game conversations, and we'll visit with you again sometime soon. Good luck Friday, okay?
All right, watch this CT double to right center right here.
You want to call it?
Slider right center. He's going to hang it a little bit. Oh, it was a slider ball. All right, we'll see you guys.
Thanks, Clayton.
All right.
We're 2-2 on Taylor.
He has gotten so good at loosening up and letting us in. Just love his interviews now. Love just how matter-of-fact he is. And there is zero filter now with Clayton Kershaw. And you know what? You fall in love with him even more than his pitching.
How about he says Muncy walked, go figure.
Exactly. Surprise.
Yeah. And Taylor's worked it full after falling behind. This is the third 3-ball count, all 3 hitters in this inning. It's been the issue for Dunn this year. Here he comes with the payoff. Taylor swings and misses. He was able to get strikeouts each of the last 2 hitters, 2 gone.
And Justin Dunn, when that breaking ball's on, he's very tough. It's not a big curveball, but it seems to be very elusive to the barrel of the bat.
We talked about it right off of the top, but opponents hitting 106 against his breaking stuff this year. That's top 10 in baseball. Matt Beatty getting his first start of the series. 345, 13 driven in his last 9 starts. That leads baseball in that span. Fastball to the knees, strike 1. Got hit by a pitch last night. You know, you talked about it right off of the top of the broadcast today, but so many things leading up to that Lux home run, including Rafael Montero, after getting ahead of Beatty 0-2, just losing it and hitting it to get Lux to the plate.
And you know what? A hitter comes in hot and you're in a big situation and you're up there, you kind of semi-force that overthrown breaking ball in an 0-2 count. It's like, okay, I've scouted this guy. He's come in here hot. He's one of their RBI guys. You've read about him. And all of a sudden you go, okay, I got him 0-2. I got to really bury this. And some residue from the prior hits got him hit.
Wraps around the plate there. Ball 2. From a guy the Dodgers once drafted out of high school. There's a 37th round pick of the Dodgers, but he seriously considered signing before going to Boston College. It wound up being a pretty good choice. He was a first round pick a few years later. His 2-1 to Beatty. A little bit low, ball 3. His dad said to him, look, you can do this, but realize that if you do this, you're going to work. You're going to have bosses. You're going to have to make a living. Are you sure that you want to start that right now? He said, well, maybe you're right. You might live the college life for a couple of years in a good college town, Boston. Beatty hits a fly ball to center field. Kyle Lewis comes on and he'll make the catch to end the inning. Dodgers get a leadoff walk, but nothing else. No score after 2. Favorite player is Clayton Kershaw. Tanner enjoyed listening to Clayton talk last inning. Join Junior Dodgers for a chance to be the Junior Dodger of the game. Go to Dodgers.com/JRDodgers. No score to the 3rd.
He's got his gamer on, even when he's watching. The hat.
Urias misses ball 1 to Dylan Moore. 0 for 3 in game 1. 152 overall. That's the 2nd lowest average in the American League. It is tied with a guy who is behind him in the lineup in Evan White. Slurve has that break back to it. It didn't have that in Anaheim nearly as much. He only got 1 swing and miss on it. Well, that looked right.
You know, the first inning it was a little lazy, but it has improved every inning since. The fastball's been good too. They are 0 for 3 on his fastball, which is another good sign.
Good fastball, good Urias. That's the way it's gone this year. 2-2. Although you could say that with most guys.
Yeah, but if you dig deeper on Julio's fastball, he's not getting the same swings and misses at the top of the strike zone. And if you really look at some of the heat charts, he's not quite as high in the strike zone with that fastball. It's a little bit more, thigh high, slightly above the belt, where he was maybe the number high. If you look at the jersey on the Mariners and you see the number there, he was hitting that area a lot more specifically, and now it's a little bit more just slightly above the belt, which is a little easier to handle.
That's a delicate difference, right? It's swing and miss at the letters. It's home run at the belt a lot of times. Got him swinging here. His 3rd strikeout, and he's retired the first 7.
And that's 0 for 4 on the fastball now. I think there definitely is a relationship between his fastball success and the slurve, and especially also the changeup, because you're talking about that window. That could be a changeup window, that heater away right there. But I still think it also is about the location of the fastball all by itself in a vacuum.
Here's the 8-hitter, Evan White, who he struck out 3 times in Seattle earlier this season. Backdoor breaking pitch, strike 1. So just one more note on the fastball you're talking about. When used up and out, opponents are hitting .438 against it this year. Last year it was below 100. Just that little difference in elevation. He gets a couple generous outside corner strikes. Quickly 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Fastball, then a change, and back-to-back Ks.
He's working his way to 10 strikeouts in a hurry.
Jumbo Jack time.
Big fan of a hamburger.
Second career big league at bat for Justin Dunn. He takes one right down the pipe. Strike 1. Coming right at him. 0-2. Looking to strike out the side. This one takes off on him. It's 1-2.
I think the odds are in his favor here, facing an American League pitcher.
Last got a hit 2018 when he was in Double-A. Come on back. 2-2.
tad low.
That one will do. Urias strikes out the side in the third. 9 up, 9 down for the Dodger left-hander. Gavin Lux, after the biggest swing of his big league career last night, comes up for the first time tonight after this. On Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. Go classic, spicy, or both with the new $5.99 50/50 popcorn chicken with ranch. Only at Jack in the Box. Well, once through the order, Julio Urias already has 5 strikeouts, halfway home to a jumbo jack.
He's got it going. He's got the slurve working, he's got the changeup working, and he's got the fastball they are not connecting with. It's a very good combination right now for a Dodger repeat win. Now time for the offense.
And the guy that provided the biggest swing last night, leading it off, Gavin Lux, takes ball 1. So Lux had a home run in this ballpark in the division series as a rookie. It was a pinch hit home run. Game 1 against Washington in 2019. But it made it 6-0 in the 8th inning. So yeah, it was a postseason homer. Yeah, it was a huge deal. But he said that last night, in his words, takes the cake. Biggest swing of not just his big league career, but given the whole context of his life, he said. Not just because the team's trying to dig out of a slump, but for him and what's been a really frustrating last year and a half or so. On a 2-0. He watches strike 1. And you could see it, right? The reaction, him pounding his chest. Walker Buehler said after the game he was releasing so much there. Gavin said that's exactly what it was. A lot of pent up from the slump and from his own journey. The 2-1. 2-2.
First thing you have to have from a young player is defense, because that gives them time to find their legs in the batter's box. The next thing you look for is the average or the singles, the on-base percentage. And the last thing that usually comes is the slug. And boy, if that puts him on fire and makes him feel comfortable, that's going to be great.
So it's a grounder left side. And the shift, that's Seager making the play, and Lux is out number 1.
Number 7, Julio Urias.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stats, leaderboards, and more for your Dodgers and the rest of Major League Baseball.
Here's Urias. By the way, we missed it, but Dieter played a little Backstreet Boys, and Lux was up there wearing the tight pants.
Oh,
he said he wears them for Walker Buehler starts, because that's what Walker does, but he's going to have to keep wearing them after the big hit last night. Pretty tight again tonight.
You hit a home run like that, you don't change your pants.
Nope. Might even shrink them some. Urias to short. Good hands by Crawford. Good feet, good hands. Textbook stuff there, getting in front of it. 2 up and 2 down. Second time through the order. Dodgers still looking for their first hit. Both teams looking for their first hit of the night. Here's Mookie.
It was interesting before the game when they did a little research and found out about the bad pitch calls on Mookie, because he's such an engine to this offense. I mean, that's like taking spark plugs out of your engine. It's just kind of missing. It's just mishitting. Wrong octane gas in this offense when all of a sudden this guy all of a sudden has a lot of tough calls on him.
Stroke to left center field. That'll split the gap. First hit of the game is a ringing double for Mookie Betts.
That's more like it. It's in the air and it's hit really hard.
Corey Seager.
We've seen him hit balls like this right down the left field line, but he starts using the whole field, that left center and right center gaps. He can get to those gaps, and he can get to them in a hurry and make those gaps feel really wide.
So what do you think? Here they go again with 2 outs, huh?
Here they go with 2 outs, and you better be ready on the first pitch right here with this guy coming up.
Heard of him. Corey Seager, who swings at the first pitch more than anybody in baseball, and he's hitting .389 when he puts it in play. First one from Dunn, taken low. All 6 runs for the Dodgers last night came with 2 out. They lead the majors in 2-out runs this year. Seager, who homered against Dunn in this ballpark last August. Takes ball 2. That's his second 2 gone. On a 2-0 pitch, Seager taps it foul, and it's 2-1. So the Seager brothers playing one more time here. Now they have both reached base 9 times in their 6 head-to-head matchups. Just how Mom wants it, right? Both boys win it. Two and 2. Jody's here for this series from North Carolina. I haven't seen her tonight, but last night she had the split jersey on. Half Mariners, half Dodgers. On 2-2, Corey pulls one off of the hand. Shifted over there is J.P. Crawford. And that's that for the Dodgers in the 3rd. Mookie Betts gets the first hit of the game, but no score after 3. Newly renovated Center Field Plaza at Dodger Stadium with new concession offerings like Shake Shack, California Pizza Kitchen, and more. Go to Dodgers.com/tickets as Urias gets ready to face the top of the order here in a scoreless 4th, and we go to Kirsten.
Thanks, Joe. I am joined by Dodgers executive chef Ryan Evans. And Ryan, how exciting is it now with all the food options that are available here in center field?
Well, we're loving it. You know, this is such a beautiful space. You know, we got some good brands in here with Shake Shack and CPK and some of our local stuff. It's just exciting for everybody.
And what food option are you so excited for fans to try once they get over here?
Honestly, I'm loving our dueling dogs concept. You know, we do our home dog, which is the bacon wrap dog right now, and then a visiting team dog. So we have a Seattle dog. We're doing one for Miami and Arizona. It's just, we have fun with it.
Now, I know that there's still so much more to come. What can you share?
Well, you know, we got this beautiful food truck that we're working on. We want to have some guest chefs in there, expanding our Bow and Bowl concepts, the eats and drinks, and then that ever-changing dueling dogs.
Thank you so much, Ryan. And for fans, just know the food is delicious, and there's so much that you can come and enjoy with your families.
Love it. We're going to have to sneak out there, huh?
Yeah, and the ever-changing dueling dogs. Maybe we can get those delivered by Postmates or somebody up here.
Sweet. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Urias ahead of Crawford, 1-2, comes back home and misses up, ball 2. Hey, the celebrity, not celebrity, but the guest chef. You want to go have a cook-off? You against me?
Oh, wow. That's pretty deep. I don't know. I don't want to be
Deep?
embarrassed. Yeah, because I don't want to be embarrassed. I
You're gonna
pretty
be
much
embarrassed?
know I'd be the underdog.
Well, that doesn't mean you have to be embarrassed. That's a jam shot into left at Beatty. The lights making that one a little bit more difficult on Beatty, but he finds it, puts Crawford away. One dish to win a competition. One dish to win a championship. What are you making?
Oh, wow.
Here's Haniger.
I might go with my ribs. I just might. Not a brisket and not chicken, I know.
You've tried both and failed?
Not failed, but I just know they're not my best.
Strike one.
Most consistent are my pizzas and my ribs right now on the green egg.
That was not a paid actor. 0-2. Cut and a miss on a changeup.
How about you? What are you going to go with?
I don't know. I've put some thought into that.
I mean, we should just go with the same thing and say, okay,
right,
it's got to be a
ribs.
steak. Head-to-head ribs, head-to-head steak, head-to-head whatever.
Game on.
Yeah. All right.
Haniger grounded out to third his first time after the 2-home-run game last night. Urias brings him an 0-2. Spoiled. We'll do the 0-2 again.
I'm putting my headset down right now and going home to practice.
Oh.
Taking this serious.
For cereal, man. Another 0-2. Taken high, ball one. Dodgers trying to shave a half game off of the Giants lead in the division. San Francisco off today. They've won 4 of their last 5. Best record in baseball. With 22-14. Swing and a miss on a changeup. And Urias has his 6th K.
Got them all working. And if you're going to say what's going to be working in what order, well, you're probably going to say the fastball, then the slurve, and then the changeup comes in third, but not tonight. They're all pretty equal.
And a Mariners team that got no hit by John Means 1 week ago tonight. Looking for its first base runner with 2 gone here in the 4th as Lewis takes strike 1. One on one. One of the rare times he's fallen behind tonight. Back in there with a change, 2-2.
Coming into tonight when it's a 1-0 count, at bat ends up 333, but 0-1 below 200. So yeah, getting ahead is one of the key ingredients for Julio, like all pitchers.
Off the end of the bat and foul ground at first. Muncy over. Muncy makes the play. Leaning against the netting. He's got it. And Urias goes 12 up, 12 down to start this one.
Adventures down the line for Max Muncy. Predominantly a first baseman now, and boy, has he gotten really good with the leather.
Max Muncy, who has been the #1 defensive first baseman in baseball this year, makes another nice play last inning. No score to the bottom of the 4th. Ball one on Justin Turner. Here he was last night making a very similar play. That's amazing how similar it is. Just change out the person sitting there watching him. Two 2-0 on Turner.
His next bobblehead will have netting on it.
And will the bobblehead be kind of laying to the side?
Kind of laning on the padding and with the netting there.
can it have interchangeable parts? Like you can change the net into a camera, and you can change the net into plexiglass, because he's bumped into just about everything this year.
Yes, he has.
A 3-0. Strike one. Dodgers just 2 base runners against Dunn. A walk from Muncy to open the second. The double from Betts with 2 gone in the third. On a 3-1, Turner watches strike 2. .25-year-old Justin Dunn turns and fires, and Turner fights it off foul. Will do it again.
Justin fought it off, and just for a second he thought that might be fair. Kind of gave a little quick glance.
Leading off this 4th inning, 7th pitch from Dunn. Again in on his hands, and he somehow fouls it off.
The last 2 pitches had tremendous movement. They look like they're going to be strikes, and ended up running way in on him. Kind of like what Clayton Kershaw was saying about the seams. How the ball is running even on the 4-seam fastball.
He's right, though. Now that he mentions it, I think about that movement, that left to right movement from right-handers. Everybody's got it. Let's see if White can pull off a Muncy. He tried, not quite. Gold Glover as a rookie last year, but couldn't come up with that one in the net.
I would think that fielders' aggression would be a little stronger with the netting there, because you know you're not going to go into the hard seats face first.
Right, no mustard.
A little rope burn.
Yeah. On the 9th pitch, Turner takes ball 4. Second walk issued by Dunn. Leadoff man aboard here in the 4th.
Additional seats in the fully vaccinated fan sections are now available at Dodger Stadium. Fully vaccinated fans can enjoy 20% off ticket prices and more flexible seating options within the seating areas. Visit Dodgers.com/vaccinated sections to get your tickets.
So here's Muncy, who walked his first time. Now 35 walks this season. Just shy of Duke Snider for the franchise record for walks at this point of the year. A little connection between Max and the Duke. Max is naturally right-handed. He does everything right-handed except hit, because his dad had him from the first time he picked up a bat left-handed. He had read something about Duke Snider's parents doing the same with him and thought if it was good enough for Duke, good enough for my Max. 2-0.
Max looking over at the bench like Dave Roberts going, I promise you I'm trying to hit. They're just not throwing me strikes.
Yeah, literally have not. He's seen 6 pitches. They've all been balls. Seven for 7. Or 0 for 7. Depending on how you look at it. The runs that have scored against Dunn this year, a lot of them have happened as he's just lost it. He's lost control. Walks Turner to open the inning, goes to 3-0 on Muncy. Finds it, strike 1.
And Justin got to the 3-0 count, and it really looked like he was going to take until the 3-2 count, which he got to. And then he fouled a couple pitches off, fouled 3 off, and then finally got the walk. In some ways, I don't know if Max will keep the bat on his shoulder or not.
Takes ball 4, back-to-back walks to open the inning. Well, Dunn only walked 1 over the first 3 innings, but 2 of them already here in the 4th. And a visit from the pitching coach, Pete Woodworth. And the Mariners really challenged Justin Dunn at the end of last season and said, look, if you want to remain a starter, some things got to change. First of all, you got to throw more strikes, but you've got to get in better shape. So he changed his diet, he cut out dairy, he overhauled his workout regimen and came in looking much better. The GM Jerry Dipoto said that if you gave away a Cy Young for a guy taking criticism, applying it, really accepting and embracing it, and doing everything you ask of him, he wins that version of the Cy Young, what he did this offseason. And has done some good things early on here in his 3rd major league year. Finds himself in a bit of a jam here, though. 2 on, nobody out, and the hitter is Will Smith. Dodgers trying to break through first. Strike 1 on a curve.
He doesn't give up many hits, and when he does, the louder ones are against left-handers. The OPS against him with lefties is above major league average. The OPS against righties below major league average, way below.
He makes right-handers basically the equivalent of a pitcher,
a AAA player.
Yeah. 0-2. There is action in the bullpen. That's Will Vest. He's only at 64 pitches, but Scott Servais seeing this game maybe hanging in the balance already. Done yet to finish 6 innings in a game this year. Not surprising when you see the lack of command that he's dealt with. Turner at second, Muncy at first, Dunn's 0-2.
The Dodgers have done 2 things this inning that we've been looking for them to do. Start the inning off positive by setting the table, and now you're getting for them to actually drive some runners in early before 2 outs.
Flipped into shallow right. That is down, and the bases are loaded, and the barrels are so overrated.
Well, Haniger and right, and France at second, and Evan White at first, and it just drops in between all of them. And really, you are hung out to dry as a runner. If you're Justin Turner and Max Muncy, you got to hope once it hits the grass that it bounds away from somebody and lands in no man's land, because you can't go anywhere and the umpires can't call the infield fly. The runners are just like, what do I do? If this gets caught and it drops, and nobody's still in the area. Haniger not close. So they all move up 90 feet.
And so the base is loaded with nobody out in a scoreless game. Chris Taylor climbs in, and Justin Dunn comes home. Ball 1. Yeah, infield fly rule has nothing to do with the actual physical infield. It has to do with the fielder getting there with ordinary effort. And that was far from ordinary effort. France having a dive for that ball.
Yeah, it was a nice job by the umpiring crew to really be on that.
On a 1-0 pitch, Taylor takes it high and in, ball 2, nowhere to put him. Taylor, one of the hottest hitters in the National League. .429 average over an 8-game on-base streak. I say hot. Can just say one of the best this year. He's 3rd in the league in on base. .2-0. Towering fly ball, not particularly deep. Lewis comes on and makes the catch. Turner draws the throw, but going nowhere. A big first out for Justin Dunn.
Dunn is on a short leash right now, and he backed himself into a tough count against a very good hitter. He gets a huge out for the Mariners.
Here's Beatty. A little more than a week ago, hit his first career grand slam in Milwaukee. That is his lone home run this year. It's kind of his thing. Saves it for when the bases are loaded. First pitch from Dunn. Beatty watches ball 1.
He got hit by an 0-2 breaking ball from Montero last night to help set the table before the Gavin Lux big home run. With Dunn's breaking ball, if he tries to back foot him again in this situation, he might overthrow it and hit him again.
(2-0). Here's that grand slam in Milwaukee on that 16-run Sunday. 4 of the 7 that Beatty drove in. Beatty drove in 7. Pollock drove in 8. They scored 16 as a team. Failed to capitalize on that momentum, though, the next day. Something they're trying to do tonight after the late flurry last night.
Joe Dunn has missed with his fastball to his arm side. So if Beatty's going to sit heater right here and think about smoking it, I think you look middle to away the way the ball's been tailing.
Turner at 3rd, Muncy at 2nd, Smith at 1st. The 2-0. Beatty corks a line drive, base hit, all the way to the base of the warning track. It brings home 2. The Dodgers break through first on a 2-run double from Matt Beatty.
Max Muncy laughing a little bit because he had a little collision with Dunn, who was going back to back up. This breaking ball down the middle right here in a 2-0 count pretty much resembles the pitch that Beatty hit his grand slam on. This one he hits just as hard, just doesn't get it as high in the air. Very nice job dunking on the opposing team.
17 RBIs for Matt Beatty in his 15 games since returning from the alternate site, and that is going to do it for Justin Dunn. The Dodgers 2, the Mariners nothing. 2nd and 3rd for Gavin Lux.
Beatty hosts an off-season youth baseball clinic and gives a tour of his hometown in Dresden, Tennessee. I wonder if he's going to show him how to hit grannies. Then Matt is mic'd up for his pregame routine before the Dodgers play the Angels. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday, presented by Cadillac.
Hardest hit ball of the year for Matt Beatty there. Driving in the first 2 runs of the game. Will Vest, the first man out of this Mariners bullpen that has really struggled lately, giving up 14 runs during the 3-game losing streak.
Yeah, you can go back 12 games or so, and they've got an ERA over 5, so they were strong early on, but not lately.
Infield comes in as Lux takes ball 1.
Vest coming off an outing where he gave up a few runs in Texas. He's had 3 days off.
The 1-0. Chopper to first. White with a nice play comes home, and they get Will Smith. Well, Evan White did not hit a lick as a rookie, but he won a Gold Glove, and he shows off one of the reasons why. Making a nice play to cut down a run.
Infield in right there by the seam for him, and this one takes a tough hop into his chest, which doesn't let you load your arm very quickly. You might want to take a look at that as far as the tag. Are they going to play on? Will Smith's leg looks like might sneak in the backside. I guess they're going to move on. Look at that little bobble, but then he shows off the hose. Yep, he gets him.
Big out for Vest. Now the pitcher Urias fouls it off. Now Julio put on a pretty good show during batting practice. When the pitchers go out there and take their BP, he not afraid to hit it out.
They all have fun taking batting practice, but some look better than others.
Crouches down a little bit and fouls it off 0-2. Getting into a 2-strike stance and an 0-1 count. Pesky.
Yeah, we lost the two most fun guys to watch hit. Ryu and Rich Hill.
Yeah. Boy, an experience, both those.
Those two are highlight films in the batter's box.
Urias smacks it foul, and it stays at 0-2.
Rich Hill, like 60 years old and trying to run up and bunt. You know, I'm like, Rich, if you make the perfect bunt, who's going to run for you?
Good stop there by Tom Murphy.
And it's fun to watch him run. Wasn't it fun to watch him run? Because every part, the left arm, the right arm, the left leg, and the right leg looked like they were all going in different directions.
But with so much effort,
passion,
passion in every step,
yeah,
and every arm swing. Butte, both those guys, Hill and Ryu. 1-2, got him swinging. Vest comes on, limits the damage to 2, but the Dodgers break through. 2-run double from Matt Beatty. We go to the 5th. Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The Steakhouse Angus Thickburger is back at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy. T-Mobile coverage cam on a beautiful night at Dodger Stadium. Matt Beatty's 2-run double has broken the scoring seal. To the 5th we go. Urias back to the mound, 12 up, 12 down for the lefty, who's doing it again to these Mariners, team that he put up probably the best start of his big league career against in late April in Seattle.
He had a long wait for the Dodgers to load the bases and get a couple runs for him, so he's getting loose out there. The first things you really want to get loose when you've got to get out there and you haven't been able to throw for a while is you throw a few fastballs to get that loose, but then you want to really work on the breaking ball. And that's what that sign right there that he's doing with his glove. When he pushes it down that glove, that's warning Will Smith that he's about to practice the breaking ball. The breaking ball is the one that if you're not loose, it's harder to get to the front of the ball and you have a tendency to kind of hang it. The fastball, you're behind the ball, you can get loose in a hurry with that.
6 Ks tonight. He's distributed them pretty evenly. 3 on the change, 2 on the fastball, 1 on the slurve. And it's the changeup really over the last now start plus that he's leaned on. That was his best pitch against the Angels when he really didn't have the slurve. And it's been almost unhittable tonight. Kyle Seager popped out on the first pitch he saw his first time up. Strike 1. Wow. Dives out of the way of it. It's called a ball, but my goodness, making Kyle Seager look like a kid called up from JV.
And should have got the strike call. The duck was a distraction to Rob Drake behind a plate.
That one catches the corner, and it's 1-2. Again, though, it's buckling Seager's knees. This is a veteran major league hitter, former All-Star. He's bailing out of the way of that breaking pitch. The 1-2. Broken bat roller, Justin Turner for the first out of the 5th.
Only one hard hit ball off of Julio Urias, and that is graded 95-mile-an-hour or above off the bat. And guess what? It was a pop-up from Kyle Seager.
Ty France, the hitter. Urias very efficient again. The major league leaders in fewest pitchers per inning this year. Pulled through the left side. First base runner of the game for Seattle. Ty France, 2 for his last 43. Singles to left.
Finds the 6 hole with about a 3 hopper. Oh, 2 hopper. They find their way through.
It was easy to start dreaming, though, wasn't it? How Urias has looked, and knowing the issues this lineup has had. It's ball 1 on Tom Murphy.
If he could have gotten through this inning without giving up a hit, it would have started to get interesting. Pitch count well in hand.
Swing and a miss at a ball in the dirt, 1-1.
That breaking ball had real good depth.
Struck Murphy out on 3 pitches his first time up there. On this 1-1, goes to the slurve. It's foul, and it's 1-2. 11 1/3 against Seattle in the 2 starts this year. He's given up an infield hit and that 2 hopper that just snuck through, and he struck out 17 in 11 1/3. Reports are he has a petition in to get the Mariners moved into the National League West. 1-2. In the dirt with a change. Count evens up.
This is my most interesting time when we think about getting a double play ball. Gavin Lux will have some interesting footwork. In some ways, the defense is playing for 1 out, making sure you're over there on the left side for pull hitters that are right-handed with a man on first. It's got to be an awkward throw for Justin Turner, for Corey Seager to try and hit Gavin on the run going towards the base. They do practice it a lot, though. They're out here almost every day, especially when they're home, working on different defensive positions and throwing to the bag.
Because you're in different, quote unquote, different defensive positions pretty much all the time these days. Softly hit to Turner. His only play is at first. He gets Murphy. Into scoring position goes France. 2 gone here in the 5th. Let's check in with Kirsten.
Joe, today Dustin May tweeted a picture of himself after undergoing Tommy John surgery yesterday, saying thank you to everyone for the well wishes. And earlier today, Dave Roberts mentioned that he hasn't spoken to him just yet, but his understanding is that surgery could not have gone any better, and he's excited for Dustin to work towards healing and strengthening. In addition to Dustin May's surgery update, Edwin Rios, the Dodgers announced that Edwin will undergo surgery next week to repair a partially torn labrum in his right shoulder.
All right, Kirsten. So good news on the good surgery, but bad news on Edwin Rios. Sheds a little more light on his early season struggles, though. Moore serve one into right center field, base hit. They get the Mariners on the board. Ty Franson to score on an RBI hit from Dylan Moore. It's 2-1.
Number 12, Evan White.
A couple of Mariners just putting it in play. Ty France hit his a lot firmer than this one. The Dodgers were the beneficiary of a weekly hit ball, and now Seattle returns the favor.
White fouls it back, strike 1.
White swings at that one right there, and they've been swinging at some first pitches. Both hits were on first pitches. One was on a fastball, and that last one was on a slurve.
Sam Haggerty in the on deck circle with the pitcher's spot due next. There goes the runner. Ground ball to third. Backhand Turner. Long throw. Low throw, but dug out by Max Muncy. 2-1 game. Halfway home. Mariners get on the board. Oh, Monica from Culver City. Check out this artwork.
Is that a calf or a forearm? Is that a shoulder or a knee in the upper right corner? I got Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah.
And that's actual photo.
Oh yeah.
With
that's
the mask.
An actual body part.
The mask underneath the chin of Clayton.
Mm-hmm. Top of the order for the Dodgers here against Will Vest. It's ball 1 on Mookie Betts. Impressive.
Yeah.
Mookie doubled his last time up. Got 4 doubles over his last 7 games. A 2-1 game. Dodgers getting 2 in the 4th. The Mariners getting 1 in the 5th. Two and 1. It's another fastball with all kinds of movement to it. Taking in a game from the home run seats. Way up there, foul ground near the Dodger dugout. Kyle Seager's over there to put it away, and Betts is the first out of the 5th.
Join the Dodgers at-home subscription program and unlock access to exclusive digital content, early access to sales and special events, and quarterly curated bonus gift boxes delivered to your doorstep. To subscribe, visit Dodgers.com/DodgersAtHome.
Corey Seager 0 for 2 tonight. Same thing as his brother Kyle. There have been 422 sets of brothers in the big leagues. This is a high number, I thought.
It does seem high.
You know, you've got the first family of flight, the Wright brothers. Well, also the first set of baseball brothers, the Wright brothers.
Really?
Yeah. The 1870s, different guys, but also with the last name Wright. George, Harry, and Sam. Cut and a miss at a high fastball, 2-1.
I don't want to do it, but it'd be a fun contest at a adult beverage place to sit down with paper and everybody say, okay, who can name more brothers than anybody else that played baseball?
Went around 2-2.
422, you said, huh?
Yep.
I don't think I could get, what, 50 maybe?
Yeah, 50 would be a good number to get to, because a lot of them are the very earliest days of baseball where it's like, well, yeah, that household's playing on this pro team and vice versa.
Yeah.
Fly to center field. There's Lewis. 2 gone. Late 1800s, early 1900s, there was one family that had 5 brothers all make the majors, the Delahanties.
I'm going to remember that name.
So you've got 2, Seager and Delahanty,
and Wright.
48 more to win your bar argument.
Right.
Yeah, the Wright brothers, first family of flight in baseball.
Yeah. Jerry Hairston Jr. Scott.
Yeah. Here's Turner.
Boone's.
Strike 1.
I'm running out. Alomars, I played with Sandy.
Molinas.
The Molinas for sure. Do they count as 2 when there's 3 brothers? And
Turner bangs a base hit over a leaping France. He's on for the second time tonight, and his 5th inning kept alive.
He's gone into a little skid, but coming out of it here tonight, his production was so high you knew he would have a little bit of a cold spell, but he's still swinging the bat really well. Oppo line drives work, especially when they're out over an outstretched glove. They do have a new signal, Joe. We got to figure out what it is. A big old safe, push down safe sign.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're going to have to put out a glossary.
Muncy hits a back-spinning fly ball. Deep center field. Did he get it off? You bet he did. Back-to-back games with a home run for Muncy. 2-run shot. 4-1 Dodgers.
They've been looking to string hits together, and now they're looking to string wins together. Huge win last night for them on their first game of the homestand. A very short series here against Seattle, 2 games, and they're trying to sweep it.
Strike 1 on Will Smith. So Max Muncy doing what Muncy does when he's right. Out of the 10 pitches he's seen tonight, only 2 of them have been strikes. The 8 balls he's taken and drawn 2 walks. 1 of the 2 strikes he's hit for a home run. Take balls, punish strikes.
High on base plus slug.
4th home run for Muncy in his last 7 games. Smith punches one down the line. That's a fair ball that'll scoot its way to the corner. His 2nd hit of the night. They're doing it again with 2 out.
Center fielder, Chris
Just
Taylor.
carves it down the line, hits it hard enough to keep it fair so the spin doesn't curve it foul. And boy, what a fun run that is when you round first and see you're going to cruise in with a double.
Dodgers getting 2 in the 4th, 2 more here in the 5th. And Chris Taylor coming up with 2 out.
Dodgers with an off day tomorrow. They've gone into off days coming off of losses, saying, okay, we can reboot the off day, and hey, we're getting to go home. But here they're trying to win 2 in a row before the off day.
Seems impossible that they haven't won back-to-back games since mid-April. They won 8 in a row to get to 13-2, win the series in San Diego. They haven't won back-to-back games and haven't won a series since. That's 6 consecutive series without a series win. Taylor, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Look out. Ahead 2-0.
Break your neck getting out of the way of that one.
Fouls it off, 2-1. Taylor not just 3rd in the league in on base, but he's 3rd in the league in runs scored. So he's been getting on, and they've been getting him in. On this 2-1 from Will Vest, he takes low, ball 3. Wait until you see who is warming in the Mariners bullpen. Oh yeah, JT Chargois. Old friend JT Chargois.
Good to see him back in the big leagues.
See if Taylor gets one to drive. Instead it spins away and he takes it for ball 4. 4 in a row have reached after Vest got the first 2 men of the inning. And it brings up Matt Beatty, who drove in 2 last inning. Statcast powered by Google Cloud shows his hardest hit of the year.
The breaking ball, he has a granny with bases loaded, but that wasn't his hardest hit. It was this double that he rings off the right field wall.
Now 17 driven in 15 games since going to the alternate site. Chance for more here. Smith is second, Taylor at first. Rising fastball is hit foul. And his emergence has really, on the days that he's in there, helped give this lineup a feeling of length again.
Think about that win last night with Taylor and Betts and then Lux. That's the bottom of the order in that length. Did I say Betts instead of Beatty?
I know what you meant.
Yeah, but I need to do it right for the audience because you know how to interpret my mishaps.
It's a blessing and a curse. Thankfully, I really have to do it. That's down the line, hooking, foul, and it's 1-2. He has that look about him again, doesn't he? That baseball hitting robot look.
He sure does. I was sitting here kind of taking inventory of his body language and just thinking he's just like a man playing with boys now. You know, it's like nothing's going to overwhelm him. I got this.
He's got 2 on with 2 out and waits on a 1-2 pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Murphy to keep him there. Two. Gets a piece of that fastball moving away from him, moving up and away. Betts popped out. Seager flied out. Turner singled to keep the inning alive. Muncy homered. And Smith doubled. Taylor walked. 2-out chance here for Matt Beatty with the Dodgers in front 4-1. Another 2-2. Full count. Runners to get a head start.
Tom Murphy behind the plate knows that Beatty hit a breaking ball. They've been trying to elevate the fastball this whole at bat. See if they stick with that here in a 3-2 count.
There they go. Here it comes. Beatty pulls it sharply under France into right. In to score is Smith, and it's 5-1.
Matt Beatty putting a little pressure on the Mariners, and the official score might be too hot to handle. Might pick up another base hit.
And it is a base hit for Beatty, his 3rd run driven in tonight.
You know, it's another place that they could use exit velocity to help official scorers.
I agree. It was hit very sharply. Wouldn't have been an easy play for Ty France. It's 5-1 Dodgers, 1st and 3rd with 2 gone, and another change coming here. You're not just going to have JT Chargois back in the big leagues. You're going to have him back at Dodger Stadium, coming on to face Gavin Lux. The Dodgers. Brought to you by In-N-Out. It's JT Chargois for his 2nd appearance in a Mariners uniform. Of course, former Dodger, 2018-2019. He spent last year in Japan. And the Mariners just brought him up.
His career ERA is around 4.5, but that debut he made for Seattle, he ended up pitching an inning in the 3rd with a couple of strikeouts, was scoreless, inherited a couple of runners like he inherits right here tonight.
On to face Gavin Lux. 5 consecutive 2-out base runners for the Dodgers. Lux swings and misses at a first pitch slider. Several changes for you. Sam Haggerty comes in a double switch. Ty France moves over to first. And Dylan Moore, who was in left, comes into second. So Evan White is out of the game. Pitcher now hit 8th. Haggerty will lead off the next inning in the pitcher's former spot. Same pitch, same result, 0-2.
Couple of sliders. You only got to worry about 2 pitches from JT. The fastball at around 96, 97, and that slider will be around 86, 87.
Sliced into left center field, base hit, Lux. Taylor in to score. And the 2-out beat goes on. It's 6-1.
Three sliders in a row, but when the last one is the worst one, it's not a good thing for the pitcher, and Gavin Lux makes him pay. 2 were kind of down and in, and Gavin swung over the top of, that was a hanger that he got the barrel on.
Put a shirt on it. 6 in a row have reached with 2 out, and the pitcher Urias stands in. Urias has been great on the mound tonight. 6 strikeouts, just 1 run over 5 innings. Hacks at the first pitch, strike 1.
Same scenario. Julio had to go through the last inning where he had to wait a long time to take the mound. Ended up being up there at the plate.
It's been over 20 minutes since he threw his last pitch. He and Seager, the only Dodgers in the starting lineup tonight without a hit through 4+ innings. Two and two. From John Thomas Chagua out of Sulphur, Louisiana, southwest part of the state near the Texas border. It's true detective country. Got him swinging. But the Dodgers get 4 runs with 2 outs. One of the stories of the season for this offense continues with a 2-out production. 6-1 after 5. Inside the box score brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Julio Urias, another good outing against Seattle. Just 1 run over 5 innings. Now 12 innings against Seattle this season. That lone run on 3 singles.
Not only is he mowing them down, but he's striking them out. Boy, he has been very good. The first outing was about the slurve. This outing, it's been about the whole pitch mix, including the changeup.
Getting plenty of support with a 4-run 5th inning. First time the Dodgers have scored 6+ runs in back-to-back games since April 15th and 16th. It's part of that 8-game winning streak. They got him to 13-2.
They are trying to put the slump in the rear view mirror. And you got to string a few wins together, build up some kind of confident equity that you can spend on the rough nights. But right now, coming out of the tough road trip where they were 2-8, they can win the first 2 games of the year at home, have an off day, and then move into the Marlins series feeling good about themselves. They can get on a roll.
9-1-2 for Seattle here in the 6th inning. Sam Haggerty came on in a double switch last inning. Number 0 leads it off. Strike 1 from Arias. Pop fly. Seager for the first out.
Shortstop, J.P. Crawford.
You have JT pitching, John Thomas. You have JP hitting here. And John Paul Crawford. Grew up a Dodger fan here in Southern California. A distant cousin of Carl Crawford's. So Carl was playing for the Dodgers when JP was in high school and was one of the top recruits and top prospects in the country. So Carl did a little digging, found out that they were related, and brought JP to the ballpark. Generous corner, 1-1. Phillies took him 16th overall out of Lakewood High School, 2013. Behind here, 1-2. Ground ball to a perfectly positioned Turner. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th.
Right fielder, Mitch Haniger.
Here's Haniger.
Ball goes by as a pitcher like that. Back in the day, it's like automatic hit. Now it's like, oh, thank you, JT. Thank you, Data.
It's been so long that those hits are no longer hits. You think that guys are pretty much rewired to, when they see that, feel pretty good about it?
I think we are to the point where pitchers are remembering the good and kind of like, oh, okay, on the bad where it works its way through a shift or the defense, and you go, I've had enough benefits. I understand what's going on now.
Do you think, though, that like on that play there, he sees that on the ground, is the instinct, oh boy, that's a ground ball up the middle base hit? Or have we had years enough of the defense being in the right position where the instinct is, oh yeah, he's hitting it right at a guy?
It's going to be hard to get rid of the instinct of catching the ball when it's directly right at you, but when it's to your left or to your right, I think there's enough time as you take that stride to not put your glove down. So I think guys are now learning that, no, to the left and right, when I know there's a fielder there, I can let it go. Real hard when it's right at you. Kind of that self-preservation takes over, not the defense is behind me.
One-two pitch. Very high, ball 2.
I would hope that we're getting to the level 2 where pitchers understand when they fall behind in the count, what pitch hits the ball into the defense more often than not. When you're in a non-strikeout count, when you're in a count where it's 2-1, 3-1, and you can't really feel like your stuff is a swing and miss stuff today. So what of my stuff will get the ball hit into my 3 fielders? I would actually want to know that as far as in a scouting report, getting ready for a game.
Seventh pitch from Julio to Mitch Haniger. He walked him. First walk of the night issued. One of the top strikeout to walk ratios in baseball on the season. 52 strikeouts. That's just his 7th walk. It gets Kyle Lewis up there with 2 gone in the 6th. Would you break it down hitter to hitter, or would you just know what pitch of yours typically?
No, hitter to hitter.
Okay.
I would have it, you know, I mean, we didn't have the data, so different categories that I had were, of course, first pitch fastball hitters, aggressive hitters with runners in scoring position compared to somebody who's a little bit more disciplined. You could steal a strike. But no, I would definitely have it down to behind in the count pitch. What is the pitch that hits it into my 3 fielders if we're shifting on that guy?
0-2.
You know, with Julio, there could be a difference between his changeup to a right-handed hitter like Lewis and his down and in breaking ball. So he gets into a hitter's count. Which one is going to hit it over to my shortstop and my third baseman?
Off the end of the bat, Betts coming on, makes the catch. His first step is just better than anybody else, and he's able to make the play standing up to end a scoreless 6.
In center field, but predominantly in right field, he covers the ground and rescues a lot of weak hit balls.
Mookie Betts makes his way to the plate. On Friday, he will be guest starring in a new episode of Disney Junior's Puppy Dog Pals. And in the episode, Mookie voices a star baseball player named Marcus Bestie, and a young puppy named Sophie will make her way to the Baseball Hall of Fame to meet her favorite player. All young Dodger fans, make sure to tune in on Friday, May 14th at 10 a.m. on Disney Channel.
Oh, we'll be tuned in. Don't you worry. Love that. And here he is to lead off this 6th. 6 runs over the last 2 innings for the Dodgers. Got 2 in the 4th and 4 in the 5th. Betts 1 for 3 tonight with a double. Two and 0. Driven down the left field line, hooking, foul.
I don't know.
If that's where the ball hit, then we got an issue.
It's going to be interesting if that's the splash covering the line or the impact. Oh, that looks pretty fair.
I think it's a fair ball.
I think so. What do they call it in tennis? The Cyclops, where the shadow and the ball comes in. It's like
yeah. No, and they start the slow clap.
Yeah.
Right.
Field is under review.
I don't know. Maybe it is a splash.
Yeah, it might be. I think the last. Oh, I see chalk coming up, but does chalk come up if it's getting splashed on by dirt from above?
I'm not an expert on the science of chalk.
If I'm an umpire, I think I run down there and look at the divot.
Yeah.
You know, because the depth of the divot in the center would tell you if it's on the line or not.
It'd be funny if they walked out there with the headset and New York's guiding them through it. Okay, now drop down. Get out your tools.
The ball was hooking away from the foul line toward the foul side, so you kind of see a bigger splash to the left.
I think the call stands.
And I think the way the rules are written, it probably has to stand since it took us multiple looks.
Mookie had a smile on his face through the whole thing, but I think it was kind of a disgruntled smile there at the end. Either way, he has hit the ball really hard a couple times tonight. Hits this one in the air, but not particularly deep. Haggerty settles under it, 1 away.
Shortstop, number 5, Corey Seager.
Here's Seager. Ball 1 from Chargois. Former two-way player. A big-time program at Rice. He's a full-time starter as a switch-hitting first baseman. He'll come in as a late-inning reliever. Seager hits a fly ball to left field. Haggerty again. 2 up and 2 down. JT hit above 300 for his career at Rice. The Twins, though, like the arm. They drafted him in the 2nd round, 2012. Big league debut in 16. Went through so many injuries that he came back from. And had some really good stretches in a Dodger uniform. Times in 2018 early on where he was one of the highest leverage guys outside Kenley Jansen. Facing Turner with the bases empty and 2 out. There's strike 1. It's the same way last inning started. Outs from Betts and Seager. Before it was all said and done, they had scored 4.
They don't have any give up in them. They continue to work. We did the interview with Clayton Kershaw. He said the slump has not been about lack of effort or concentration.
Grounded to second in Dylan Moore. That's that for the Dodgers in the 6th. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa, the newest, friendliest, and safest casino resort. Good times. 6-1 Dodgers. To the 7th inning we go. Joe Orel and Kirsten and Julio Urias. Into the 7th inning, he's given up just 1 run on 2 hits. Only inning where there's been base runners was the 5th. Strike 1 on Kyle Seager. And so far, this one's fallen into that very distinct bucket of dominant starts. It's really been one end of the spectrum or the other with Urias this year.
Yeah, 50-50 mix, really. The overall numbers are very solid, above average, but if he can continue to get on a roll, put 2, 3, 4 starts in a row together.
Taylor out there in center. Put Seager away. And Julio's best buddy Victor Gonzalez warming.
First baseman, number 23, Ty France.
Julio's done a nice job with this pitch count, averaging just under 14 pitches an inning. Throwing an awful lot of strikes. About 3 out of 4 pitches are strikes. And he's getting ahead with the first pitch strike again at a very high level.
Only Jacob deGrom averages fewer pitches per inning than Julio Urias. Strike to the top of the zone on Ty France. France became the first base runner of the game against Julio with a 1-out single in the 5th inning. Chops one left side. There's Seager. 2 out.
Catcher Tom Murphy.
The catcher Tom Murphy with the bases empty and 2 out. Bounce gently to third. Turner waits on it, gobbles it up, and throws him out. On 5 pitches, a 1-2-3 7th for Arias, and we stretch in a 6-1 game. This quick 2-game series wraps up tonight. They're off tomorrow. 3 with the Marlins over the weekend, and then a 4-game series with the Diamondbacks. Seeing them for the first time this year beginning on Monday. Welcome inside. The Dodgers have strung together back-to-back productive nights from the offense. They try to win back-to-back games for the first time in almost a month.
Yeah, you can all of a sudden start to feel a vibe that'll happen in the locker room. They start to win a couple games, especially here at home. This would make them 10-5. They finish this one off. And then with this starting staff, the way Arias is thrown and others that we have seen, they can string out some really good starts. And all of a sudden, if you start getting this offense early like tonight, you're going to be handing over leads to the bullpen, which is a good equation.
New pitcher out of the Mariners' pen is Aaron Fletcher, on for his 3rd appearance. And he will face off with Max Muncy, who's really starting to look right again. The walk's still there, but the home runs are coming. Back-to-back nights hitting long balls. Got Kikuchi last night, and he went deep in the 5th tonight.
He doesn't see a lot of strikes, but right now when he does see them, he's hitting them hard. And that's what we saw when the average was down. He wasn't getting his hits. He was getting his walks. He was missing middle. He was missing mistakes, but not lately.
1-1 from Fletcher is yanked on the line towards the right field corner. That'll get down, and he's reached all 4 times. Unreal. So he's walked on the 9 balls that he's seen twice. He's seen 3 strikes and gotten a home run and a single.
Well, the bat's on plane here. It's not hit super hard, but you know what? He's making good contact. He's getting it in the air. This one has a little bit of top spin that helps it fall in.
Well, the middle part of the Dodger lineup tonight, reaching at a really high rate. Here's Smith, who's got a single and a double. Betts and Seager combined tonight 1 for 8. The Dodgers have 6 runs on 9 hits. Oh, 0-2.
This Dodger offense, when they start clicking, when you start seeing smiles on their faces, and barrels are overrated when they're standing on second. It could be a very dangerous lineup, and it's starting to wake up.
Two and 2 on Smith. That is off the glove of Moore. He scrambles to find it and throws just in time to get Smith. Great play by Dylan Moore to take a hit away from Will Smith.
Dylan Moore, who started in left field today, moved into second base. Being closer to home plate, still has the reaction time right here. One hopper off the thumb of his glove. Still able to get Will Smith.
Remember, he robbed a couple of hits in Seattle. Will Smith included one time. He was playing third at that point. Muncy moved up as Taylor comes up. Extended his on-base streak to 9 games. So the walk his last time. Oh, 1-1. So 14 innings against the Mariners this season, 1 run on 3 singles. Went around and it's 0-2.
You know, starter nowadays going to get, 30+ starts if he gets a full season. And just like a lineup, you got to get out the guys that you're supposed to get out. Well, as a starter, you're going to run into some teams that are a little softer than others. You're going to have some tough matchups against other starting pitchers where it's going to be hard to get victories, and you got to try and go deep in the game and do well. But Julio is doing well against Seattle, and that's lays the foundation for a real good year for him. Beat up on the teams that you're supposed to beat up on, and this is definitely a weak offensive team that he has done a nice job against. Talking to Edwin Rios right there, whose season is over because he's going to have the labrum reconstruction, his anterior labrum on his right shoulder.
Taylor sends one in the air to right. Mitch Haniger for out number 2. Once he tags and takes third. That's the lead shoulder for a left-handed hitter in Rios. And he wouldn't want to put his struggles this season entirely on that, but it does help explain why he looks so different than he did last year.
There was a lot of swing and miss. There was even a little bit we saw kind of some throwing issues at times.
Number 11, A.J. Pollock.
Here, Todd Lights, the PA voice at Dodger Stadium, introduce A.J. Pollock as the pinch hitter for Matt Beatty. Good chance Pollock's back in the starting lineup Friday night, game 1 against Miami. And what a nice surprise that it doesn't turn into an IL situation. You see him leave the game with a hamstring injury in Anaheim, but just rehabbing it. Out in front of a changeup here, strike 1. Usually you see somebody react the way he did, pulling up with that hamstring injury. It's going to be a while.
They grade those hamstring injuries like others, and it's probably had to be one of the lowest grades.
That'd be grade 1.
I would think so.
On a line, center field. Lewis lays out, can't get it. Pinch hit RBI single for A.J. Pollock, who's come off of the bench in both games in this series. A key walk last night, and an RBI single here that makes it 7-1.
A.J. got all kinds of signs over there. They almost have to have an indicator now for hitters when they reach base. Kyle Lewis makes a nice effort on it. While Kyle Lewis was doing this, I was watching A.J. run to first base to see if he was going to sprint, try and turn it into a double, stride it out, You're really just kind of striding it out. 7-1 game now. Just take it easy. Get ready for Friday.
Strike one on Lux. It's another 2-out run for the Dodgers. 11 of their 13 runs in this series have come with 2 out.
AJ making progress. Last night he got on and they pinch ran for him. Here they're going to let him run the bases with 2 outs, but I'm sure the instructions are nothing too hard, nothing too aggressive.
Stopped by Tom Murphy. Let's check in with Kirsten.
This afternoon, AJ Pollock spoke with us talking about his hamstring, and he's been saying that he's been running every day, working closely with the trainers, and as much as he's progressing and feeling so much better, he does want to be cautious because this is a new injury that he's had for him with the hamstring. So he's managing it, watching it closely, but he's hopeful that soon he'll be able to turn things loose.
There's not one of those things you want to rush back from. 2-2 on Lux. Bouncing ball towards the middle. Crawford ranging to his right. Snap throw over there. Not in time. Lux beats it out for his second hit tonight.
Crawford over there and gets rid of it with the quick release. Little hop over there at first base. And he is safe. You didn't see the impact of the glove before the foot hits. The difference between a right-hander and a left-hander right there. From one side of the plate to the other. Same speed. You're going to be out as a righty. You are safe as a lefty.
Lux came into the game hitting .323 over his last 8 games. He's 2 for 4 tonight. Sheldon Neuse pinch hitting for Urias. Strike one from Fletcher. Oh, and 2. Two on, 2 out, a 1-2. Neuse reaches out, taps it past the mound. A roller into the glove of Moore, who steps on the bag and ends the inning. Dodgers add 1 on Pollock's base hit. 7-1 after 7. Is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com. And by Postmates. When all you can dinner is think about Postmates. Back in LA, the Dodgers trying to go to 2-0 on this homestand, trying to sweep this quick 2-game series with the Mariners as Jimmy Nelson comes on for his first appearance since May 4th.
It has been a while. When he is locked in, he is very good. You see the 3.5 ERA there, so the batting average against .213. Batting average against is really built with left-handers. They're hitting over 300 against him, but he has dominated righties this year. They're below 150.
Luke Raley's coming to the game in left field, replacing technically A.J. Pollock, who would pinch hit for Matt Beatty. Dylan Moore to lead off this inning against Nelson. That's up and ball one. And Nelson gave up a run in each of his first 3 outings this year, but he's got a 1.64 in the 10 games since. He's put up zeros in 9 of those 10 games. 1 ball, 1 strike.
If he can stay locked in, his role will increase with the injury to Corey Knebel.
Big old bounce. Nelson waits on it and throws a fastball to get more.
As Jimmy catches that ball and then winds up going down the hill towards first base, I'm sure Max Muncy's like, okay, big boy. I don't have a mask on. I don't have any shin guards. Easy.
Change up. Please. Jose Marmolejos to pinch hit. 4 for his last 42. A lot of the guys in this Mariners lineup coming off of their bench going through stretches like this. This is the pitcher's spot with an earlier double switch. Takes ball one. Although big day tomorrow, the Mariners set to get Jared Kelenic, one of the top prospects in all of baseball, up to the big league club. Word is also that their top pitching prospect, Logan Gilbert, is going to come up to start tomorrow's game. So the Mariners at 18-18, but just 3.5 games out of first place. So continue to rebuild under Scott Servais. Feeling good about not just the long-term future, but starting to feel pretty good about what they have coming short-term. It's an interesting division. Oakland's been very hot since the tough start to the season. Astros have had hot stretches and cold stretches, and all 3 teams are sitting right there within a few games of each other. And then you got the Angels, who are as talented as anybody offensively. Popped way up there. Will Smith loses the mask. Yeah, makes the catch. Who do you like?
Oh boy. Astros.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Has it been as shocking to you as it has to me seeing the A's do what they're doing after we saw the few games there?
Yes, very much, very shocking for sure. We didn't think they played very well at all, and yeah, they didn't look like they were going to be any kind of contender.
Haggerty out of the 9 spot.
You got me interested in the game tomorrow night. If those 2 young fellows are going to play, they're going to play the Indians. It's going to be a 7:10 Pacific time game.
You're telling me you're going to spend your off night watching the Mariners and the Indians?
No, I'm just going to set my DVR and I'm going to make sure that I can fast forward and see those guys play.
Okay.
Watch a few pitches and watch a few at bats. We'll see. Don't put me on the spot like that.
No, I wasn't putting you on the spot.
No,
I was certain of the answer.
I am definitely staying home and watching that game.
And by definitely, you mean no chance.
But I do have the MLB app, and
So
I
there you
can
go.
pull it up right wherever I am.
Yeah, you don't even need DVR.
And I might even watch the condensed game.
You could do that too. We have the technology.
Yep.
2-0. 3-0 on Haggerty. Strike one. Bounce gently to second. Gavin Lux is there. Jimmy Nelson keeps up his good pitching even with the 8-day break. Comes out and goes 1-2-3.
Dodgers up 7-1. They've got a perfect night from Max Muncy. Reached base all 4 times. Homered now in 4 of his last 7 games.
Max is saying, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Julio Urias is pretty good, too.
Been excellent.
All right, Wyatt Mills on to pitch the bottom of the 8th for the Mariners. Just made his big league debut a couple weeks ago. He's a Zag out of Gonzaga. And he'll face the top of the Dodger lineup.
When he made his big league debut, it was the first time he had pitched back from August of 19 with that alternate site. But wow, some of these guys that had to be away from baseball that long, competitive baseball, it's got to be take your time to get your legs back under you.
Yeah, and he wasn't even at the alternate site. He didn't pitch until the Arizona Fall League last year competitively. His first one to Mookie Betts is foul.
See that foul ball right there, and you just don't want to see Mookie start wincing.
Right. Tell me that was the bat.
Yeah, and it was, because he's right back in there.
The elbow guard's gone, huh? No, he's still got it. Just covered up by the graphic. Mookie's 1 for 4 tonight. He's hit it really hard a couple times. Just missed a second double. Went to replay. Call stood. Although part of the chalk line was missing. Grounded to short, and J.P. Crawford. Mookie Zamora with a low throw. France can't dig it out.
He'll trade the quarter inch where the double was just foul for this to be an out. But it is not going to be. It's going to be an error to Crawford.
Seager trying to join the rest of the position players. He's the only one without a hit in this game. 7 runs on 11 hits for LA. 1 run on 2 hits for Seattle. Strike 1.
We've seen and heard the Dodger record when they walk an awful lot. Well, when they get 9 or more hits, they are 13-4 this year. So those 11 hits are looking pretty good.
Nothing in 2.
Not a Seager in the game that has a hit tonight. That is an oddity when these two go against each other. Still out there trying to stay loose. He does that in the batter's box too. That's what you talked about last night when Kyle was in the box before he hit his towering home run.
Yeah.
He had switched his workouts a little bit to more to flexibility than strength. It looks like when he gets in the batter's box, he's making sure everything's loose. Elbows, shoulders, hips.
Seager down swinging. One away in the 8th. The hips, man, the hips are everything. You get those tied up and tight, it's going to throw everything off.
Yeah. You're going to end up with a bad back, too. Those hips aren't flexible enough.
Turner's responded to the 4-strikeout game by reaching twice, scoring twice. Oh, 1-1. No 1-2. Loosen up the hips. Loosen up that psoas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Unlock it. Release.
How about your IT band on the side?
Get you too.
Those standing muscles. And the internal rotators. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff going on. Get that back and those hips feeling good.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Standing muscles, and a lot of them that like shut off with most of our current ways of living, and that is doing a lot of sitting.
Right. I used to stay really loose and work really hard on my flexibility to pitch. Now I do it to put my socks on.
Honey, we got to go. Hold on, I got to release my psoas so I can put my socks on.
Got to get my Hypervolt out and massage my IT band so I can bend over and pick up the soap if I drop it.
Just don't drop it.
Good advice.
Count evens at 2-2. Ooh. Frisbee slider tossed over there, backhanded though. And it's full on Turner.
You know what, I think they should change the shape of bathtubs a little bit.
Oh yeah?
So, yeah, because if you drop your soap, you should be able to kick the soap against the side so it then flips up right to you. So you
I like that.
Certain area. Like a little ski jump,
right,
but it comes back at you.
It. Turner stays alive. I'm just, yeah. I'm just trying to think how that ski slope would, how that kind of function the 99.7% of the time when you're not dropping the soap.
No,
Isn't
because
that gonna be in the way?
all right, if you take a bath in a bathtub,
right,
at the end where the spigot is, at the end where the spigot is, you never lean against there. So make that the one that soap would flip back to you. Yeah, and the other one is comfortable for where you're sitting down.
What are you going to call it? The soap back?
Yeah, the soap back. That's pretty good.
Thanks,
I like that.
man.
Yeah, I like that.
Put a lot of thought into it.
You better patent that.
Well, too late. I just put it out there.
Just imagine getting hit with it like that.
Into center. Caught by Lewis.
I was thinking about
so back. Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, you kick it too hard.
So, I mean, a new bar of soap is hard and heavy.
It's like, how'd you get hurt?
Soap back right to the face.
Kicked it right too hard.
Muncy trying to keep his perfect night going. Walked each of his first 2 plate appearances. Homered and then single. Strike 1 from Mills.
His OPS probably took a pretty good jump tonight.
No doubt.
I always know how batting averages go up, but I just got to continue to get a hang of the OPS.
We can talk about it in the top of the 9th.
We can.
All right, 7-1 on to the 9th at Dodger Stadium. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your SoCal Land Rover retailers. Jimmy Nelson trying to put the finishing touches on this one. 2 in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. The 7-1 lead to the 9th. Nelson went 1, 2, 3 in the 8th. Out hitting the Mariners 11-2 tonight, and on the verge of a 2-game sweep. Top of the order, J.P. Crawford coming up. What do you want to know about OPS?
Well, I have always gotten the basic math on a batting average, right? When guys get hits, how they go up. But
yeah.
OPS, it's a little different, you know, when you get the walk or you get the home run, or because, you know, the home run is the slug. So, right, you get credit for 4 bases.
Yep.
The double, you get credit for 2. So it can move, you know, with different outcomes.
First one to Crawford is cut on and missed, strike 1. So simply, it's on base plus slugging.
Right.
So combines the 2 main things: the ability to get on, the ability to hit for power. League average fluctuates anywhere between, from year to year, 700 to 750. It's very low right now. It's 703 league wide.
And so elite is what, close to 1,000?
I think the easiest way to do that is say anything above 1,000 would be the handful of the most elite hitters at the moment. If you're looking at the leaderboard.
So we're going to equate 1,000 with elite, so that's like batting average wise somewhere above 300.
Yeah.
And we're going to equate big league average as far as for OPS somewhere around 700 to 750. So that's more like,
well, these days for batting average, that's
low.
235.
Yeah, that batting average is low. And how about a guy who's just hanging on? What's his OPS?
Swing and a miss from Crawford. 1 away here in the 9th. Between 500 and 600.
Between 500 and 600.
Yeah. Hey, if you look early on in the season, you're going to see some lower numbers.
Right.
But by the end of the year, you're not getting enough at bats to be qualified probably to be any lower than 500 to 600. If you're in the 500 to 600 range, you're doing something else exceptionally well.
Probably a glove guy or a catcher.
Yep. Haniger with 1 gone. So Mitch Haniger's OPS, just as an example, 852. That leads the Mariners. That's in the range where you see all-star players. Quickly 0-2.
So all stars from 850 and above.
Yeah, I think that's a good
average to good players are 700 to 850.
Yeah, those would be above average, probably the best way to define them.
A good major leaguer.
Grounded off the end of the bat. Seager at short. 5 up, 5 down for Jimmy Nelson. And for the bullpen in this series, 3 2/3 no base runners.
Yep. Clevenger, Jansen, and now Nelson.
Off day tomorrow, and then the Marlins come in on Friday. Marlins beat the Diamondbacks tonight, ending a 4-game losing streak.
So if you're going to cover up the names, you could go right to OPS, huh, and pick your team almost.
I think that's probably the simplest way to do it, like the teams are doing it now. Kind of the simplest governing stat now would be OPS from an offensive perspective.
Let's hope the Dodger OPS continues to rise.
Two and one. Kyle Lewis so far exactly league average, 703 OPS. Two one from Jimmy Nelson. Taking high ball 3. Pitchers this weekend, by the way, Clayton Kershaw goes Friday night, Trevor Bauer on Saturday, and right now it is Walker Buehler tentatively scheduled for Sunday. 7-10, 6-10, 1-10. Fastball for strike 2.
Two possible innings at 25 pitches, right around the same tabulation as Julio Urias tonight. He's getting it done with around 13, 14 pitches an inning.
Got him. More perfect relief work from the Dodgers tonight at 6 up, 6 down for Jimmy Nelson. And they've won back-to-back games. They've won a series for the first time since mid-April.
Well, during the slump, it was starting pitchers only and no offense, no bullpen. But now they're starting to fire on all cylinders, and they come up with a sweep.
7 runs on 11 hits. They got a near-perfect night from Max Muncy. And they improved to 20 and 17 on the year. For Orr Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers sweep the Mariners in this quick 2-gamer. Start a series with the Marlins on Friday night. Until then, stay tuned. It's Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.